Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I return to you after a quick round one, but most importantly, I return to you all a loser. I lost. It was a pretty quick 2-0. Definitely some interesting things to look at. I think I think I underestimated the ability of the formats to come out and strike very hard very quickly. I definitely underestimated the ability of red to throw a ton of power on the board very quickly and just wipe stuff. I was trying to slow the game down, drag it out. I was worried about my creature count to be able to do that. I'm not worried about that, but when every creature is dealing double damage, when he's swinging for 12 damage that is doubled, it's hard to stop it. I would have thrown my entire board in front of him and lost my entire board, and then the game is basically over from that point. And that's rough, unfortunately. And I'm not sure how to fix it, because that could just happen 3 more times. So, but we're not going to give up. I'm not 100% sure how I want to deal with it. But yes, I went from 23 to super duper dead. Let's just put it that way.
Alright, well, let's take a look at what possible changes you might want to make.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I think I don't even know if the blue white deck I was playing is even what I need to be able to continue to play. We have enough playables, but I just don't know if we can make it work. Trust me, I would like to make it work, but again, so I think we're going back to the drawing board on this one. So, So let's think. I don't even. Because I almost want to try exploring the blue-black cycling deck, which was something that we had. Something that we played with that I didn't end up doing. And it might be something, because let's see, we have the card draw. Thing is, we have some -1/-1 counters, and I'm not sure I dig that. The cycling deck, yeah, no, I look at it. I'll look at it again. I don't think that's what we want to do. So, because again, I feel like our green deck, I wonder how would a more aggressive green deck look here, or deck. It's that gives us interesting ideas. Because I don't want to just go back and. Because, the question is, were we dirtling too much? If we went, I'm just doing this for the sake of the argument here, is how does a full cabs white-red deck look? Creature, 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 creature. Looks that's, I think, the best of our red pool. Interesting. It's that's a creature. That's not going to be a thing. Yeah. See, I'm not sure how I feel about this, but we will give it a shot. Because Kemet's obviously going to be gone in this brave new world. That gives us a good removal spell. That gives us a cheap creature. Gives us that. Gives us that. 3, and 3, 4. At this point, the other deck was a lot more fun, but this deck might be better. But we shall see. So let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 20, 21, and then we would probably stick at 22, to be honest with you. Although, because we're going to be a somewhat aggressive deck if we try this. I'm not even 100% sold on whether we should be doing this, but we are going to try it. No cartouches, because again, we are doing. And
I really want to watch it. After that, you showed me.
Okay, so we'll try this. We'll see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 22, 20, 22. Which means we would have to add at least one more card. We probably want to add 2 more. Red, we don't want that. And then, interesting. Let me see how this looks. Because I don't know if we want to, at this point, if we want to radically change everything we did, even though everything was a failure previously. But hey, that's neither here nor there. 3, 3, 4. That's a pretty decent aggressive curve. I'm not opposed to something like this. We don't really have the evasion. I'm definitely worried about getting the board stalled out, but that's okay. We have the tricks. This might be a better deck. So this is, I don't know. We'll see. At this point, I don't think I have a lot to lose. I don't think my previous deck was very good, and it didn't feel great. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, we add our 2 special. We add our 2 lands that add dudes, which brings us to 14, which brings us to 7 of each. I think we're gonna try it like that.
That was kind of the whole basis of the
3,
job. Did more than half of them.
6, 7. We're gonna try it. I'll be back in a second, and let's see where we get.
It was last Saturday or the Saturday before that. Saturday before that. They were setting up the East one, aka
If you
a 2-person job taking
like been 2 higher, there's
aka 4 or 5 tables
But
being
no,
set.
it's
I'm
gonna
like, alright guys,
It's took
I'll
two
just
bad
fucking go
beats.
do it myself.
probably some bad blood.
I had to keep it down. Now, if you don't do the job, if you don't I just don't want them when it's busy, and they'll get it. That's what I was about to say.
Okay, we're back. Let's see. Let's get this sleeved back up.
To me, it's like, I know it has 6 people waiting for tables, and we're going to just get the tables. That's the thing, they know you pay. Yeah. That's it's hard. I have no one of those people like I need some customers.
Alright, so we will be re-sleeving this up and seeing how this will do moving forward. How did I do? Well, Mike, let's just put it this way. I just completely rebuilt my deck. I don't want to say exactly how I did, because I think that says it all. That as opposed to playing with the same deck again and seeing how it was, I'm just gonna completely start over. It was too slow, too dirtily, and I don't think the payoff was worth it. It's a good, like a 5/3 flyer is a good card. It's a good Magic card. It's not bad, but I just don't think it was the answer that I think it needs to be. So we're just gonna come out of the gates. We're gonna run at people, and hopefully we're gonna knock some dudes over. Is what we're gonna try, and we'll see how that works out for us.
No, stop.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We're going down to 16 lands because we are not playing anything that big. We're going to be playing some good creatures. We're going to be playing some good combat tricks. And we'll see how it works out from there. We've got some light cycling, but above all else, we've got good creatures. We've got good removal. We've got good combat tricks. And hopefully that'll be enough. But again, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. So we shall see. Let's see. So we are re-sleeving this up. And then we're going to goldfish it some more like we did before. The thing is, goldfishing is a tool that is often underutilized, especially for aggro decks. Because this deck, with this new deck, the entire intention is going to be to deal 20 points of damage as quickly as possible and not care about what the opponent's doing. Hopefully they're just gonna swing. They're gonna go past us. We're gonna swing past them, and we're not gonna block each other. And whoever deals the damage first will get to win the game. And we'll see. We'll see if that's what it turns out to be. I'm hoping it is. But again, we'll see. We're hoping that we're going to be able to get that by turn 6 or so pretty often because we do have a lot of pretty. I don't think we're gonna be killing people on turn 4 or 5. I just don't think it's going to happen. I just don't think, and especially not for limited. But again, we do have some things. So we have this Manticore, the Gauntlet for Reach. This Heart Piercer Manticore is going to be able to do some work by clearing, especially after combat. If they block and kill something, we can do that something else. And then we also have Embalm as a possibility. We have these Minotaurs, which are going to get in for damage a lot of the time. It's a 5/4 menace. I think, especially on turn 5, that's something that's going to be hard to stop. So I'm hoping we will get to that point. But let's give this a test whirl to see how we do. So we will be shuffling up the deck and see how we're doing.
Whenever you want to open it, feel free to. I was actually thinking of doing that. Because I was just buying it. But I just have to do things. Yeah. I'll read up on the rules more. Yeah. What's going on?
So we'll give this a couple more shuffles, and then I think we're ready to give it a shot.
We go to the red line stack, play the show, we leave.
All right.
Throw the whole thing. It's a long night of drinking.
3, 6, 7. If you look, I think this is a pretty keepable hand. We have a turn 2 play. We have 2 potential turn 2 plays. We have a turn 3 play, and then we have a turn 4 play. And when you're playing aggro, it doesn't get much better than that. We have both of our colors. We have 3 lands, so we'll see how it goes. So turn 1, that mountain. We'll play our said turn 2 play. It's just a Savannah Lion in most cases. I mean, because we really don't have that many -1/-1 counter synergies in our deck, but that's fine. So we will untap. We'll draw. And so we'll go to combat. I don't really have anything that's going to affect this combat. So we swing, and that brings our opponent down. We're just going to go, like I said, we'll assume this gets us to 18. And then we'll play our land for turn, which might as well be that, and then we will play a Battlefield Scat. We will play that, I guess. Well, no, that wouldn't be the play we wanted. We'd be playing the Thresher Lizard. And then we'll go to next turn. Untap. Draw for turn. And then we'll play our land. And then it would be the Takrop Elite. Well, then we would go to combat. It would be 5. That brings our opponent down to 13. Untap. Draw. 4, 5. 1, 2. So we'll play our land for turn. 1, 2, 3. Casto catches Monument. Then we'll go to combat. We'll swing and exert. Gives all our creatures +1/+1. So 3 + 4 is 7. +3 is 10. Brings them down to 3. And then next turn they would be pretty dead if they didn't interact with us. So I think that's kind of what we're gonna need to do here. I don't think we pulled any big splashy bombs for this style of deck. But again, I don't really think we pulled big splashy bombs for any style of deck. And unfortunately, I don't think there was any card that screamed to us, "You have to build around me," which presents a very specific set of challenges, as you might have dealt with as we were bouncing around trying to figure out how we were setting this all up. So we've played around. We're in the hall. We're 0-1. We're hoping to crawl our way back. And unfortunately, I think the best way we're going to do this is by bouncing around. Instead of trying to dirtle around and eventually assemble a win that way, we're just going to run out and hit people in the face. And we'll see, because I think this deck looks like it can curve out pretty nastily. Like against an opponent who stalled out, we were probably going to get there, because that Thresher Monitor was going to get very big if they didn't trade. But especially because we do have some good combat tricks in here. But we'll see. So 3, 6, 7. Look at what we got. 1, 2. So we have a 2-drop. So unfortunately, in this hand, we have 4 lands, and we really are. We have a guaranteed way to get here, and we can do some big damage once we get there. But I don't know. I think I would send this back. I would think I would send this back for a 6 in most cases, because I think it's just not that great of a hand. I think there's a big chance we squander a lot of our opportunity, and eventually lose to an opponent who has more going on for them in their style of play. Let's see. So let's see. Alright, so this was a 6-card hand, so let's see. So we've got 1 land, 2 land, a 1-drop. I think this hand is worse, because we can't cast the cat turn 1. I think you'd have to go to 5 off of this, unfortunately. This is just the unfortunate case of your mana not working out. And yeah, when we didn't get the white mana we would have needed. So I think, unfortunately, this would be a mull to 5 in this specific hypothetical instance. And that makes me sad, but again, not drawing the lands and not being able to play Magic would make me sadder. So just the way it goes, I suppose. So you just sort of shuffle it up and hope your 5 is better. But so let's see. A little more shuffling. And then one more magical shuffle, and then we will give it another shot. And then so let's see. 3, 4, 5. So if you look at this hand, this hand is about as good as a 5 is going to get. You're not expecting much from a 5-card hand, but this is sort of what we get. Our scry would be that, and I think we'd bottom that hoping to get some more action. Really do think we would. So turn 1, we would play one of our lands. We would draw. We'd play a second one of our lands, and again, I think we would have to pass. Tap, we would draw. Fortunately, we're just not really drawing anything we can play now. So now we would play the Monument because that's what we can play. Draw. And we didn't draw any, and then we needed to draw the 4th land. So I think what our option here would be to cycle to Renewed Faith, draw the card, and we would hit the land drop, which sets us up for next turn. So okay, so then we would pass, untap, draw. Alright, so there we go. We would get our Emberhorn Minotaur, so that's a 4/3. Untap, draw. We would swing and exert this to deal 5. That is probably going to kill some stuff, and then we would untap it with that. That gets us the Vigilance tokens. Untap, draw for turn. And then you would probably do the same thing. You could exert it again. So that would be 8 total damage. Down to 7.
I had fun the one time I got to play. I just don't like.
Play the cat and get another whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of what you're doing in that case. That's the name of the game. If I went white blue, it would end up being an aggressively slow deck, and I'm not okay with that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think that's kind of that. I mean, I think we were able to recover from the Moldify, or the theoretical Moldify. I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. And so I can live with that. But again, I'm not.
I mean, in reality, there's a good chance that I shouldn't just do color, but and even though I know this is going to probably turn into a Warhammer story, they released the rules and they announced like they're doing 8th edition for 40K.
I have cards in this deck.
They're going to have the rules for free.
Yeah. Those words are.
Really hoping I can get people here.
I'm wondering if I want to splash one more blue so I can have the amp guys.
Yes, I would love that. That's all I want. Shade spiders, though.
Okay.
I just like my skirmishes. I like my
Yeah. Like I don't. Yeah. We'll try it one more time, and then I think I might let you go. There's only so often you can watch me play Magic against the wall before you get bored out of your mind. So let's see how we. Like I said, I think in a lot of cases you're not really expecting to win off of a Moldify. It's a thing that happens. It's part of the Magic, and I think you just sort of take the L, make it look sexy, and move on, and hopefully do better next time. So let's see.
When me and my friends play all the time, they panic. I feel like I shoot at it, but I feel like I'm like shooting spitballs at like a tank.
So if you look at this hand, unfortunately, I think this is a pretty decent hand. I think we keep it. I think you're going to keep the 7 pretty much every time, because then we get the turn 1 cat, which I think is okay. Draw, and then yeah, we would get turn 2. We would get that. We would swing and get in for 1, so 19. Then next turn, untap, draw. We would play our 3rd land, which is good. We would go to combat. We would swing for 3, bring us down to 16. Play a Thresher Lizard. And now it would be our turn again, so we would untap. We would draw. We hit our 4th land, which is something we're pretty happy about, because at this point we would be Limits of Solidarity. They're probably their best creature. We would get that. We would be swinging for 2, 5, 6, so it'd be down to 10 plus whatever the creature we stole did, which we're probably hoping to get another 2 to 3 damage out of that at least. Hopefully more, depending. We would also have the option of cycling Renewed Faith. Draw. And then at this point, you'd probably. So at this point, this would be interesting. So we know that we can give the Thresher Lizard power as long as 1 or fewer cards in hand. So here's what I would do: I would be cycling Renewed Faith and hoping to draw land. because then I can draw land, play it, swing with the team, and then play this brute strength, because that would make it a 4/4. This +3, it would be a 7/5 trampler with this, and hopefully that would help us get there. So I'm just curious, would that have been the plan that we wanted? We would have got there, and then we would have swung, and then we would have played this with brute strength, targeting that, and it makes it a 7/5 trampler, and we're probably getting there. So I think that's going to be a big step up for the deck. I'm hoping this iteration is better than what we were rolling with previously. I think this thing can do some damage. I think it'd be good. With the noise, it looks like we are settling. But yes.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to. It's not like I want you to be like, you can't do that.
All right, so that is the changes I've made to this deck between rounds 1 and 2. It looks like pairings are coming up, so I will let you go, and I will let you guys know how it goes. So I will see you soon.